This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
So, Mr. Sharma, you are from Uttar Pradesh,
Yes, sir.
right? How has UP done as compared to India in the last 70 years in terms of per capita income? Has it improved? Do you think UP's per capita income is higher than India's or lower? And how has it changed over the last 70 years?
Sir, regarding the current data, it suggests that it is nearly around 66,000 rupees per annum per capita, while the national average is around 1,50,000. But sir, I'm not sure how has it changed, sir. I think this is something I need to read more about.
It was almost same in 1951.
Thank you, sir.
Now it is 40% of. So why has UP not done so well as compared to India?
Sir, I think there are certain reasons. First is that there were certain policy favors to the western side of the Uttar Pradesh, which led to regional imbalance. So while we can say that Uttar Pradesh per capita income is lower, but western Uttar Pradesh per capita income is nearer to the national average. For example, Agra is nearly 1,50,000 per annum per capita, as I mentioned earlier. Second, sir, what has happened at eastern side and Bundelkhand side had a law and order issue legacy because of dense forest of Chambal in the Bundelkhand side, and in eastern Uttar Pradesh the issue was that Nepal border was close by, so a lot of criminals went into hiding there. So that created a low deterrence against crime. So that was the issue. Third, sir, although government of Uttar Pradesh took certain steps, the connectivity was still an issue, and because of the regional imbalance, because of the social backwardness, people stuck to their social identities more. So that meant that people were demanding for caste, religion, and other social markers, which meant that the development agenda was put on the back seat, sir. So that is the reason why I think it has done poorly.
Okay. And what do you think needs to be done now? If you were the Chief Secretary of UP, what will be your advice to the Chief Minister in order to push UP's development?
I think, sir, I will follow what the current government is doing. It is focusing on bridging the regional imbalance by promoting expressways in the backward areas like Bundelkhand Expressway, Ganga Expressway is there. Then I will also try to promote one district, one product scheme so that district level inclusion is done. Third, sir, I think we need to revive the Gorakhpur areas like Gorakhpur Industrial Development Authority, which was modeled on the Noida, but they did not pick up. So current government has given funds to them. And then, sir, I will also take steps to improve the law and order by prioritizing the arrest of repeated offenders as well as improving the policing arena, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, recently the 3 laws were passed in agriculture. One of the laws was that since food grains are in surplus, so therefore there should be no control over the number of bags that you can keep. So licensing under the Essential Commodities Act should be given up for food grains. Do you think it's a good law, or government was right in scrapping it?
So can you repeat the last part of the part?
Last part was that under one of the laws, Essential Commodities Act was to be amended, and food grains were to be taken out from the definition of essential commodities.
Yes.
Now, do you think it was a good step, or do you think the present law should continue?
So initially the understanding was that by amending the Essential Commodities Act, by having this law, government will be able to ensure the prices don't rise above what the consumers level. But our experience in the country has been that essential commodities actually prevented the market players to come in the agriculture sector, and that prevented the price fall, because if private player would have come, the prices would have been falling because of market player. As second, sir, what we saw that Essential Commodities Act could not prevent the hoarding and there was also issue of black marketing. So government considered it wiser, as all other experts suggested, that it should be put in the private hands, and government put certain extraordinary measures, like only when the prices rise double the current prices, only then the Essential Commodities Act will be operable. Yes, sir.
Okay, if we compare UP with other states of India, historically, in the colonial period, there were many movements, social movements in other states. Brahmo Samaj movement, justice movement in Tamil Nadu, SNDP in Kerala, etc., etc. Why was there no social movement in UP? And how do you explain why there were movements in the south and not in the north?
Sir, I think certain factors were there. One is that the United Provinces, which we call today, was directly under the British control, unlike the certain southern areas like Hyderabad region and Travancore region. They were not directly under the British control, so people had considerably more freedom to express their grievances. Second, sir, I think it would be a bit unfair to say that Uttar Pradesh did not have any social movement, because we did have Tebhaga movement in the Uttar Pradesh, and sorry sir, Eka movement. Sorry sir.
Bhaga was in West Bengal.
Yes sir. Thank you sir for correcting me. Eka movement was there to organize the peasants. Even the first Kisan manifesto and the momentum was gained in the Uttar Pradesh only. So we took certain measures, but then sir, Uttar Pradesh I think was not as active as other areas were, because the British control was more effective here, I guess.
You could have added Arya Samaj movement.
Thank you, sir.
Arya Samaj took place in UP.
Yes, sir. Dayanand Anglo-Vedic colleges were set up. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for
Right.
adding that.
Lastly, tell me, how is poverty measured and defined?
Sir, as of what I understand, that poverty is measured in terms of consumption, the calorie consumption, and the calorie consumption is created from the basic products, the minimum essentials that are created. There are different committees, Rangnathan committee and Tendulkar committee, but sir, at the moment, I'm not able to recall the exact
Okay,
items. Yes,
good.
Okay. You have done graduation in a very interesting discipline. What is engineering physics?
Sir, engineering physics is a branch which involves traditional understanding of physics as we study at honors level. Besides that, we also understand the immediate application, like what are the superconductivity, what is nanotechnology and nanomaterials. So these are some of the.
What are the application areas?
So these are the application areas which we study, the nanomaterials and the superconducting studies. These actually are the emerging field, even the quantum computing. Although it was not there in my time, but this course also has been included now.
Okay.
So, yes.
You also do student mentoring.
Yes, sir.
So how do you find the students?
Sir, actually, I worked in the village after the graduation for more than a year. There, sir, I mentored certain girl students, and I'm happy to tell you that they were the first ones to step outside the village. So from there only, I got many contact of students. I still mentor them through phone and WhatsApp. And
So
even
that contact only from that village particularly.
yes, sir.
Okay. What did you do? What is India Fellow? Social leadership program.
So India Fellow is a social leadership program under which a young leader is expected to be placed with certain NGOs, and there they are supposed to work for more than a year to gain the social consciousness and partake in their training program. So I was placed with Milan Foundation, Sorachana School. So I was interested with holistic development of their school, sir. There. It is nearby Sitapur district.
What did you do in that school?
Sir, in that school, I took certain steps. One was that integrating the extracurricular activities to the curriculum of the school, like including student publication club at the school, which was student-led. Second, sir, we also introduced the house system and quizzing competition, debating. Apart from that, sir, I also indulged in remedial classes, because certain students from very poor background who were coming from the government school also were having the poor learning outcomes. So I took care of that. And then, sir, I started the student mentoring component from here only, sir, that I found certain girls and then talked to their parents and convinced them. So this is how
All
it
right.
started.
In what way did you participate in COVID cash relief fundraiser?
Sir, I actually participated as the India Fellow alumni. So COVID cash relief fundraiser were meant to support, give the direct cash support through their account to migrant labor who were stuck during the first wave of pandemic. And we utilize our fellowship network of 47, 48 NGOs to verify the people who were in the need, and we give them 1,000 rupees each to 6,200 people.
1,000 rupees each for one-time grant.
No, sir. For some 1 to 2 months, like for people like transgender who did not have ration card at the moment, and
Government also ran various schemes. Can you name few of them?
yes, sir. Government ran the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Second, sir, government also ran the scheme of direct benefit transfer of 500 rupees to women beneficiaries of Jan Dhan accounts. Third, sir, government also gave at state level various people like construction workers were given money by the state government of Delhi, and in Delhi, in Uttar Pradesh, it was given to the tune of 1,000 rupees.
Was there really a necessity to create PM CARES fund because PM Relief Fund was already there?
Sir, I think PM Relief Fund was when it was created. It was understood that it was created in the backdrop of partition that happened, and the power was considerably with the Prime Minister's office. So I think it was executive thought that by creating a separate fund, people will know that there is a separate fund for COVID cares, and they collected it for that purpose. I think so.
Okay, all right. Last question. Why don't many IITians do not pick up the core research?
Sir, I think IIT has a large undergraduate base. I think people do pick up research from IIT, but undergraduates is the starting path of anybody's career. And in that perspective, people from IITs go to different fields. So sometimes this perception is created that people are not going into research. But for example, in my course, engineering physics, I think more than half of them went for the research only. Yes, sir.
So you must have you have also done internship in Germany and in Germany.
Yes, sir. I have done 2 summer research internships in Germany at Saarland University and Leibniz Institute in Germany.
What is the difference between these universities and IIT?
Sir, I think...
and especially in terms of research?
So I think there were certain differences. Although IITs also have a good quality of research going on, but in these universities, the interdisciplinary nature of research is quite good. For example, we were doing the research on theoretical biophysics. While that was in the initial phase at IIT Delhi, physics department, I saw that it has a fully developed division at Germany. Second, sir, what I saw that in Germany, people are really there for doing research. A lot of in IIT, while I do find people who are interested to do research, but I don't find that kind of passion, that people with the passion that they do research there in Germany. And third, sir, I think punctuality was quite good in Germany compared to
what about funding?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for pointing that out. Funding was also quite good because Germany has created a system of Leibniz Institute for practical and relevant research purpose. India has also done that, but sir, I think Germany has given more funds, like Max Planck Institutes are there, Leibniz Institutes are there, Helmholtz Institutes are there. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Prafull, we were talking about engineering physics. Can you tell me how does MRI and CT scans work? Because they are optical technologies.
Sir, I'm a bit aware of the MRI, but I'm not aware of the CT scan.
Okay, please explain MRI.
Sir, MRI scan works on the physical phenomena of nuclear magnetic resonance. So in this technology, we try to characterize the particles characteristic, whatever the target is, by studying the molecular level frequencies. So I think, sir, this is what it does. But okay. Sir, I think I need to recall more, sir. I'm forgetting it.
What is a black hole?
So black hole is an area of very compact mass, and it generally is created after the decline of a quark star into black hole. And yes, sir. Anything which is comes the event horizon of a black hole doesn't go back because of its high gravity, sir.
What is Hawking radiation?
Sir, Hawking radiation considers black hole as a black body, and the radiation corresponding to it is considered Hawking radiation. It uses the quantum effect nearby the event horizon.
Okay. What is a quantum well?
Sir, I am not sure. Like, how do you define quantum well here? Is it the potential barrier in the question, or is it something else? Sir? So
what is supernova?
Yes, sir. So supernova is sudden bursting of a star, which happens due to fusion and the energy that comes across out of it. Yes, sir.
What is standard model of physics?
Sir, standard model of physics actually tries to couple electromagnetic field, weak nuclear field, and strong nuclear field together, and it tries to explain them using quarks, leptons, and the bosons, sir. As of now, we have not been able to couple gravitational force with the standard model, so that is the
Okay. What is Runge-Kutta method?
Sir, I'm unable to recall at the moment. It is a method in computational physics, but I'm.
Okay, no problem. Tell me, there were a series of great scientists, great physicists in India. We had C.V. Raman, we had Homi Bhabha, we had Vikram Sarabhai. In recent times, we are not seeing such names anymore. So, what has gone wrong with Indian physics?
So I think it would be a bit unwise to say that we are not having good research in this country, because we have professors like Mr. Ashok Sen, who is considered the one of the living legend in theoretical physics in India, and he works in the matrix and string theory. So definitely we have scientists from India, but what has happened now is that there are more research institutes, and the focus still is more on the quantity of PhD students, because government wants to measure that. So sometimes quality has been compromised. But again, sir, we have good scientists like Mr. S. Ramaswamy in physics, fusion condensed matter physics at Hyderabad. Even Tata Institute of Fundamental Research is doing groundbreaking research. But I think, sir, this is what I understand.
Recently, there was a very famous scientist a few years back who was given Bharat Ratna. Who was that scientist?
So I think if I'm not wrong, it's Mr. C.N.R. Rao, Dr. C.N.R. Rao.
You have studied from IIT Delhi. There have been a proliferation of IITs in recent years. Do you think it has diluted the brand IIT?
So perception is existing that the more IITs mean that there are 23 IITs at the moment. But I think, sir, we should not see it from that lens, because we need to understand, we need to improve the regional representation of states in terms and access to admission. Second, sir, it will be a bit unfair to compare, because these IITs are young and the old IITs are compared 60, 70 years older. And we need to see that these new IITs are doing really well, because they are mentored by the old IITs. The faculty exchange happens, so curriculum is as per the standard. And second, sir, these new IITs are doing research in California Institute of Technology. They are introducing the programs like BTech in artificial intelligence. So I won't say, sir, it's diluting the quality, sir.
Okay, my last question. All life is nothing but an increase in entropy. Comment.
So I think one may say that our life is having lots of chaos and randomness. So from that perspective, some may say that the entropy, which is the measure of randomness, is increasing. The other perspective is that, sir, at equilibrium, which is the steady state in any thermodynamic system, we all reach the maximum entropy. And as we grow older, we become more steady in our mindset. Our life becomes more sorted. So as we reach towards equilibrium, the entropy becomes maximum and maximum. So that is what I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So hello, Prafull.
Yes, sir.
You were mentioning about Leibniz institutes earlier. Who was Leibniz? Have you heard about Leibniz versus Newton controversy?
So controversy, I'm not aware. I'm not able to recall.
So what was his contribution, Leibniz contribution to field of science?
Yes, sir. Leibniz was a mathematician and philosopher. He contributed to the foundation of differential calculus, and he was also philosopher.
Yeah, that's
of
what I
Newton
wanted to
model.
hear. Now, there have been assertions that, calculus was there in ancient Indian texts as well. Do you agree with that assessment?
Sir, the understanding is that Bhaskaracharya, if I'm not able to recall his name properly, he gave certain idea of calculus. So foundation was there in ancient India. But sir, I think the fact that we did not have the lot of literary publication of it and popularizing of it, the Western world got the hold of it and they published it. So I think, sir, it is India's.
So you are saying that there was basis, although it might not be as rigorous as you say, maybe Newton or the way in which Leibniz put it, but certainly the methods were there.
Yes, sir. I think so. The idea and method were same. The notations and the symbols were used by Newton and
Obviously.
Leibniz as well.
So that's why I'm saying that it was not as rigorous.
Thank you,
Do you think that, our ancient science has not been given due weightage in our school curricula or even at a higher level. I mean, if you ask anyone, very few people would be aware of contribution of Sulba Sutra or maybe what Aryabhatta did or what other scientists that you mentioned. So don't you think that this aspect has been neglected?
I think, sir, during colonial times, this aspect was neglected because of the British policy of racial superiority. But I think
But it had been 70 years we have been independent.
Yes, sir. I think, sir, after independence, we have taken certain steps to promote these. So when I was reading school books, I did come across these scientific innovations. But what has happened is that a lot of times the perception of science is more Western oriented. So sometimes we tend to ignore what we have read in our school textbook, or it has not been given due recognition. But with the emergence of Indian Science Congress discussing it, and various IITs are now also picking it up. So I think this is going to be addressed well.
All right. IPCC has recently come out with their 6th assessment report. Can you tell me their findings with respect to India?
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay.
I should have read about it.
Okay. Just tell me how like we generally talk, when we talk about climate change, we say that oceans are a big carbon sink. Can you tell me what is a carbon sink, first of all, and how oceans act as carbon sink?
So carbon sink is something where carbon dioxide of the air is mixed in the sink. Like our trees, our forests, they take out a lot of CO2 from the atmosphere, so they act as a carbon sink. Regarding oceans, so what it does is that the organisms in the ocean, they require oxygen. So what they do is that they take out a lot of greenhouse gases and they take away the oxygen from it. And there were certain...
What kind of organisms? Do fish take out oxygen or carbon dioxide? Are there any specific organisms
I'm
that take
unable
out?
to recall. I think there is one organism. I'm not able to recall.
Okay. All right.
I will read more about it.
Sure. You have mentioned a team member of design thinking project. What was this related to? In Ladakh.
Yes, sir. So I participated in design thinking project. So design thinking is a problem solving approach from the end consumer perspective. So in that project, we worked with the NGO called Pagir. This is run by our especially disadvantaged people. And these people were making products out of biodegradable waste, but they were not able to market and sell it. So what we did is that we took their products and sold it on the street of Leh market to understand what are the end consumers' feedback. And then we also got them, I'm happy to tell you that, we also got them deal at army cantonment as well as certain local hotel, so that their visibility is done. And we also gave them certain suggestions on improving the finishing of the products, improving the MRPs, and also properly fitting. So like sometimes the buttons of the purses were not properly fit. So a lot of times people look at biodegradable waste as something of inferior quality product. So we also...
So you just what was this NGO related to? Conversion of waste product into useful stuff?
Yes, sir. So, sir, this is run by especially able people, and they also promote a livelihood.
Okay, all right.
And
are they limited only to Ladakh or elsewhere in India as well?
Sir, majority of their work is limited to Ladakh region. They have certain outreach in Delhi, but it's more of outreach.
Because I think this is the region where we have to Ladakh anyway. I don't think waste production would be so high, say, compared to Delhi. So I think this is the place where they should look ahead. Anyway, nice talking to you. That's all from my side.